And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to helping you win in any marketplace. We're going to educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage with you to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, we want you to save our hotline number in your phone because at some point you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Give us a call or a text to 813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Make sure you bookmark our websites. We've got consumerqb.com for the radio show, TV show, consumerqb.com for all of your consumer advocate content questions, ways that we can engage you. You can submit an email form there. All of our contact information is there for our expert contributors. And you can also check out platinummvprealty.com. Do an MLS search. All of your MLS is available there. MLS properties, you can do a comparable market analysis on your home. And, of course, be hooked up with the best real estate agents in all of Tampa Bay through Platinum MVP Realty. And we've got a buyer and seller seminar coming up. This is something that if you're thinking about buying, selling, or maybe you're even in the process now, and you just want more information about how this whole thing works, you want to buy and sell like a pro, well, we've got a great opportunity for you here. It's going to be catered as well. So we've got Thursday, November 8th at Cox Media Group, 1025 The Bone Studio, 11300 4th Street North. We're hosting a buyer and seller seminar on Thursday, November 8th. Save that date, Thursday, November 8th, 5 to 8 p.m. It's in the evening. It's going to be nice and easy. We're going to have some catered food from Amici's Catered Cuisine. And we're going to have all of our expert contributors there, many of our expert contributors, talking about the buying process, the selling process, even talking about investing as well. If you're interested in that, check out the website, consumerqb.com. We also have a Facebook page up for that as well. Open house going on this weekend, 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Petersburg. This is a just completed construction home, beautiful property here that is just reduced $100,000, actually $200,000 reduction recently over the last 3 weeks. $1.19 million is the price. 215 12th Avenue Northeast, St. Petersburg. Great property, old northeast section of St. Petersburg. A great place to live, work, and play here in beautiful Tampa Bay. By the way, our expert contributor here in studio, Leo Kane, Barrel Engineering, in the house. Welcome in.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad I could be here.
Yes,
There's a lot to talk about. The real estate's, are we sizzling? Are we fizzing? Or what's going on here? I'm seeing a lot of seller reductions.
Little bit of a slowdown with the Fed raising the interest rates. The market's starting to pull back a little bit, but you know what? There's a lot of snowbirds coming down soon. You know what that's going to do? It's going to create
traffic.
It's going to create more traffic. It's going to create more offers, more investing. As soon as that first big snow comes in up north, that's going to be a good day for us down here.
Yeah, this is the first time I think in the past 2 or 3 years that we've ever had to discuss slowdowns or any kind of sellers coming off their price. I mean, you just had a listing that they took what, $300,000 off the price.
$200,000 off of that one. Yep, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful property. It's a SIPS panel construction.
Love
steel
SIPS
panel, SIPS panel construction. What do you think about that?
I love SIPS. I mean, you get your block wall, you get your insulation, you get all your panels together in one piece as it comes. It's one piece. It's easier to put together. Of course, GCs and construction people don't like them because they come basically pre-built. It's like snapping together things, so there's less construction costs, less labor intensive, but the energy.
So why don't they like it? Just takes away from their art.
I often think back to third world countries where I've done construction management there. They'll have one piece of heavy machinery and 50 people working.
Yeah.
Whereas, and these construction sites are like that. They want to have people working. So when you have these panels with it's less labor intensive, they need less workers. Less workers means less to keep track of, but you need a higher skilled labor.
Right.
And they'd rather just throw bodies, lower skilled labor at the problem than get a select few of high-skilled labor because it costs more on the labor side, and they're hard to find.
Yeah, and the benefits are improved hurricane resistance, wind resistance, improved efficiency. Air conditioning is going to work less. The the energy level, the improved. What else are we missing there? The R rating. What we talked about.
Improved insulation, improved air efficiency, improved wind resistance, improved construction as far as it's more resistant to impact. I mean,
it's going to last a lot longer.
When you have those blocks, those concrete blocks, they basically have to put rebar in the middle of them to keep them from shifting.
Right.
That's why they also pour them. These panels already come pre-assembled like that, so they're more resistant. It's a better technology.
Let me ask you a question. How long has it been since you've been to the beach? Have you been to the beach lately?
That's a trick question.
Seen the red tide?
I just got back from California, so I was at the beach for a week.
Nice. Local here is the Bilmar Beach Resort. Beautiful place. They're our hotel partner of the show. And I just had another wonderful weekend over there. They were starting to kick off the Clearwater boat races. So
nice.
That was on Sunday. And then just hanging out. The red tide, I also went out on the boat. So Freedom Boat Club, been a longtime member. Love those guys over there. They do a great job getting you on the boats and, enjoying time out with family, creating those memories with your family. But yeah, we stayed at the Bilmar Beach Resort again, right there on Gulf Boulevard, Treasure Island. So some of the southern parts of the county still affected with red tide. As we went north, I was surprised. We had family staying at the Wyndham Grand right there. Beautiful. Amazing how much Clearwater Beach has just blown up over the last few years. But when we were in the water, it was beautiful. It was nice to see those small minnows swimming around, and just the water was so clear.
Yeah, it's just red tide's awful. It happens around this time every year, and some years are worse than others. And it's harmful to the fish. I've heard stories of eels jumping out of the water trying to gasp for air, just because they can't breathe when all the algae's in the water. It takes all the dissolved oxygen out.
Yeah, that's tough, man. And is it U.S. Sugar's fault? Is it the sugar company's fault? Is it the farmer, the tomato farmer? Like, whose fault is it, right? I mean,
there's
complex,
a lot of theories
right?
out there. I mean, having a background in water resource management for over a decade, it's kind of a combination between we've paved too much, so the water runoff has nowhere to seep into the ground, so
right.
It all goes into the ocean, and then the agriculture and all the minerals. I mean,
the nitrogens,
phosphorus. EPA's done a lot recently to regulate nitrogen and phosphorus runoff into water, but it's just not enough.
Right. Yeah, it really is a challenge, because on one hand, we like to have those nice, ripe red tomatoes on our salad, but on the other hand, some people want to get mad and turn into keyboard warriors on Facebook and talking about. There was some really crazy stuff I saw, kind of aimed at U.S. Sugar in Hendry County, where I'm from. I'm from that county where the U.S. Sugar is manufactured. Right there, just south of Lake Okeechobee. And it really, I mean, it's such a complex issue. You think back to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. A lot of the folks think, hey, they're the ones that changed the flow of the lake. I mean, it was made to overflow. We did that so we could build houses, we could grow, and so it's such a fine line between nature and civilization, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think back to countries like Amsterdam, when they've invented to moving water to build land. We go to New Orleans, where they've moved water, they've reclaimed swamp to build land.
Right.
And then you run the danger of sinkholes. We have sinkhole issues in Florida because we're reclaiming land. We're not letting natural water flow seep down into the aquifers, and they're starting to collapse. I mean, that's just one of the causes of sinkholes. Yeah,
it's wow. What an interesting time it is to be, alive with the the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the social media marketing, and the technology is helping in a lot of ways. Some would argue it's hurting in many others. Some of the conservationists, and it's such a fine line, with the politicians trying to weigh all of that.
It needs to be balanced. I mean, if I owned a piece of land that I hadn't built on, and now I'm told I can't build on it because I hadn't built on it before, and it needs to be just vacant, that's going to make me angry, because you're impacting my land rights. But at the same time, is building on my parcel going to cause a sinkhole for the entire neighborhood, because that's where all the water was seeping into the ground? It's just, there needs to be balance.
Yeah, and because that is a big part. I mean, we get a lot of rain, so the permeability of the land, that's a huge factor. And the urban planning, they're doing a good job, I believe. They're doing what they can. Some of the permitting side of it takes a little longer than people like, but Yeah, complex issues, when you come into that, those decisions. But the red tide, I was glad to see it was kind of subsiding a little bit. Bilmar Beach Resort, beautiful place to visit, all times of the year, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought after destinations in Treasure Island for years. And whether it's a quick business trip or a wedding, I love going down to Bilmar Beach Resort, hanging out. They've got karaoke. They tried to get me to do some karaoke this weekend. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't
not drunk
feeling
enough.
Yeah, I wasn't there. But Bilmar Beach Resort, they've got a 2-beer beach. Literally it takes 2 beers, as Clyde Smith said, the GM, to walk from the hotel all the way down to the beach. I mean, it's just a gorgeous beach. They've got a nice little walkway there, sidewalk that they've added. Some pretty cool properties around there too. If you want to walk around, check out some different bars or restaurants. Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check them out. Very reasonable rates, awesome place, and they have just renovated as well. They've got 2 pools on site. Sloppy Joe's is the restaurant next door, and it's a really great place to visit. Bilmar Beach Resort, Treasure Island, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, when we come back, we've got Leo Kane in the house. We're going to dive deeper into barrel engineering, project management, project engineering, talk a little bit more about what they're doing and what we see happening here with the market. Stay with us. Also, our feel-good story of the week. We have a selfless 9-year-old uses Make-A-Wish to throw a party for the entire school. That's our kind of kid right there, right? Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Ward Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty Tampa Bay. Top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, top agency. Got a great team over here at Platinum MVP Realty. We'd love to go to work for you, help you buy, sell, or invest here in Tampa Bay. We've got a great team of buyer agents that are very savvy when it comes to helping you source properties, find properties, negotiate deals. And I'm a top listing agent here, selected into the top 1% of all realtors nationwide now. Really excited about that. Got American Dream television show starting next month as well. And just really growing. Really excited about a lot of the growth happening around, our show. Our partners are really blowing up as well. A lot of good things happening here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we appreciate your support. We'd love to have you follow us at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram, at Brandon Rhymes1 on Twitter, and of course the Consumer Quarterback Show on Facebook. You can find my profile, my public profile as well on Facebook. Contact us. We're going to make sure we get back to you with any of your consumer advocate questions, things around real estate, mortgage, finance, inspection, appraisal, so many areas that we can help you. We've got Infinity Medical on the show now, like all these different areas, and all of our expert contributors. What we do is we come together to help you understand more about your buying decisions, helping you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice, making you just a bit more street smart every day right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also have our feel-good story of the day coming at you. Selfless 9-year-old uses Make-A-Wish to throw a party for the entire school. He's in a great story. And we also have some hot properties here. Platinum MVP Realty. Got a hot property here at 5506 Dallas Way in Valrico. River Hills Country Club, corner lot, pool home, one owner home. And it was built by the owner. He's actually a construction expert. So 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, $545,000. Over 3,500 square foot heated, beautiful property, one owner home, gated community here in gorgeous Valrico, Florida. Beautiful property. Also got an airport for sale up in Dade City. If you're ever thinking about buying an airport, maybe getting into the piloting space here, 20151 Power Line Road in Dade City. Now we've got 2 separate parcels here. We got 15 acres. That is the actual landing strip for the airport. And we have a separate 10 acres that is $250,000 as well for 10 acres with a single-family home on it, fenced in, beautiful, quiet country living here up in Dade City. Beautiful properties here, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. This segment is brought to you by Curry Leaves Restaurant, Indian Cuisine, Kennedy Boulevard, right across the street from the Intercontinental Hotel, right there at the corner of Kennedy and West Shore. Curry Leaves Restaurant, excellent food. Say hello to Saji and the team. Indian Cuisine, excellent food. Now, this food is so healthy as well. It's got all the different curry spices. What are some of those spices in there? The dal. It's got
garam
like the
masala.
Masala, yes.
Turmeric,
all that stuff's good for you, right?
Very good for you.
Curry Leaves Restaurant. Say hello. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. Also want to remind you, we've got our buyer-seller seminar coming up. If you're buying or selling, or you know someone who is, you're going to want to have them come to this event. We're going to offer catered food as well from Amici's Catered Cuisine, award-winning food. But it's on Thursday, November 8th at Cox Media Group, 1025 The Bone Studio, which is 11300 4th Street North over in St. Pete. 5 to 8 p.m. buyer-seller seminar. Learn how to buy and sell like a pro, because believe me, you're leaving money on the table if you don't attend this event. You want to be at this event Thursday, November 8th, 5 to 8 p.m. And reach out to our hotline for tickets, 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372, consumerqb.com. Leo Kane, Barrel Engineering in the house. Here's an interesting story I just saw as well. $47.9 million contract awarded for Port Tampa Bay's long-awaited project to deepen and expand Big Bend Channel. That's big news.
That is big news. Big Bend news.
Big Bend news, not the one in PA either, right? Pittsburgh. So for decades, port officials in Tampa Bay have planned and worked and lobbied to draw up plans to line up money for the major expansion. On Thursday, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers announced the completion as a long-awaited key step. A $47.9 million contract has been awarded to Great Lakes Dredge and Docks Company to deepen and expand the channel.
It doesn't sound like that. I mean, it's $47.5 million, but it doesn't really sound like a lot of money for what they're wanting to do.
Yeah, when you hear about baseball players, football players getting these millions of dollars contracts, the $1 billion, Apple hits $1 trillion. I mean, these numbers we're throwing out nowadays, it's really mind blowing when you really think about what the difference is between $1 million, $1 trillion, and $1 billion. It's nuts when you think about it. But big news: Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn tweeted and talking about the allowing larger vessels to unload containers at the port, the closest deep water port to Panama Canal, with unlimited opportunities for growth. So just another feather in our cap here in Tampa Bay.
It'd be awesome. Get the fresh produce in from South America. Lots of it. Get those new TVs in for Black Friday. Lots of them. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was when I was working in Hialeah building a water treatment plant, part of our PLCs, which are those old spy movies with those computers all flashing lights and the guys pushing the buttons.
Yeah.
Those actually exist. And we were storing them at a warehouse, and we had to go inspect the storage of them. Well, it happened to be in Hialeah. It's the largest intake of just junk, I call it.
Wow.
They had just imagine that whole shipping container filled with nothing but 42-inch TVs.
Wow.
And then another one that was filled with nothing but 55-inch TVs. And another one filled with nothing but Tickle Me Elmos. And that was just the whole warehouse. It was just
Was it China?
It was
mostly from China?
Most of that stuff comes in from China, but it was just,
Asia at least.
it was insane. Imagine a football field.
Yeah.
No, supposed to imagine. You can imagine a football field.
Yep.
Imagine a football field that size filled with nothing but just one type of electronic.
Yeah.
On repeat over and over and over again. It was just sickening.
You think about these manufacturers, just the line that they're going to have the Ford assembly line style going with these TVs. Imagine that, right? And the economic impact that it has and the markup that it has. I mean, what's the markup on a TV like that, I wonder?
That's a lot. I mean, the highest markup we've learned from the Everything But the House guys is we've learned that furniture has the highest markup of anything.
Yeah, furniture.
Thousands of percents.
Yes.
It's like you just go in there and get one that has a thread missing, and they're like, oh, we got to take 50% off the price.
Yeah. Those stores that have the 50, 60, 70% off, man, how high did you mark it up?
Yeah.
Right?
It's just insane. And just to see how many of them is something that baffles me is the average person might have 2 or 3 phone numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The average business might have 15 to 20 phone numbers. It's when are we going to run out of, when is 813, well, we already split 813 into 727, but when are we going to add a third area code?
Yeah.
When are we going to start running out of area codes?
Yeah. Hey, you never know. There's a certain amount, there's got to be a finite number of combinations, right? Bradenton, that area's got 941.
Mm-hmm.
I remember 941 used to be all the way down where I was from, Fort Myers.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, yeah, it's 239.
And then it went 239, 863's out east.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a ludicrous song here, doesn't it? The zip codes.
The zip codes.
If you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Leo Kane in the house. So let's talk about Barrel Engineering, project manager. Congratulations, just opened up 4 new locations.
Yeah, I mean, if you scroll down a little bit on our website, I can actually unveil the locations.
Nice.
You can scroll down a little bit. The locations are Lakeland, Kissimmee, Orlando, and Melbourne.
Nice.
We went live earlier this week. We now offer all of our services, which you can see there, ranging from residential home inspection through structural condition assessments to 203K consulting. We offer all of that in all of those new markets. It was exciting. Launched a 12,000 mailing piece campaign this Monday.
Nice.
To introduce ourselves to the Lakeland, Melbourne, Kissimmee, and Sarasota markets, and we're very excited to be in these markets.
Those are good markets. Those are hot markets. I mean, Orlando's growing significantly. I mean, that's the thing with Orlando. It can grow in 360 degrees.
Yeah, it just grows in all directions and grows vertically as well.
Yeah, and then you get, what did you say, Melbourne? That's
Melbourne.
A nice little town on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, we've had Melbourne as a client. Now the city of West Melbourne's been a client of ours for a year. We used every dollar we earned from that client, we just pocketed in growth. And when it got large enough to be able to warrant an expansion there, we just used the money we already made from that from already having that client to launch that expansion. So it made a logical choice.
Nice.
The other neat thing is doing research, seeing how many real estate agents are in the different markets.
Is that a big one for you?
Keeping track of the real estate agents are a good referral source for us. So we keep track. There's 1,200 in Melbourne. There is 890 in Lakeland. There's 17,000 in the greater Tampa area. There's 20,000 in the greater Orlando area. So it's just keeping those numbers in mind on targeting the marketing and planning our growth. Is where there's real estate agents, there's people buying and selling houses.
Yeah.
And when people are transacting houses, we can fit in the transaction.
So some of the areas that we talk about a lot here on the show is the the different types of structural engineering. So structural engineering, it's when it comes into planning a property's expansion, maybe some issues with the foundation from rather tree growth or maybe activity, activity there. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh, as far as planning, rezoning, you got rezoning, land development, site planning. These are all things, it's paper pushing. You have to push a lot of paper to get to the point where you can finally push the paper that this is my building.
Right.
And there's just a lot that goes into it, especially if you're rezoning a piece of property. Between all the studies, the land development studies, if you're on heaven forbid, you're in a wetlands like in LaBelle or down in the SERP area, Southeast Everglades Restoration Program, you need a lot of paperwork. And then eventually you can get the building plans, which we can also help you with. And then you get a permit and you have to find a general contractor or...
And a lot of times the GC is going to walk you through that process.
I love what said, find a general contractor, and our music kicked in.
There it goes. And, that process also is interesting because the neighbors sometimes can raise their hand and say, no, we want to fight this. I've lost a couple deals through that. But stay with us right here, Consumer Quarterback Show, PlatinumMVPRealty.com, talking with Leo Kane, Barrel Engineering. And our feel-good story of the week coming up, selfless 9-year-old uses Make-A-Wish to throw a party for the entire school. So stay with us right here, Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors in studio, updating you on all things Tampa Bay. And make sure you follow us online. We'd love to connect with you. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. We would love to talk to you if you're thinking about selling, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you, and we really appreciate that. ConsumerQB.com is our radio show website. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there at ConsumerQB.com. And we do have a buyer-seller seminar coming up on November 8th, Thursday, November 8th, at 11300 4th Street North over at Cox Media Group, 1025 The Bone Studio. We're going to have the Performance Theater is going to have a buyer-seller seminar and learn to buy and sell like a pro over there. Meet some of our team, and we're going to help you win in any marketplace, as we always say.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
A couple of hot property listings here that we have in Pinellas County. This one's 1370 Gulf Boulevard, unit number 401, Clearwater Beach. Bella Rosa condo, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, $1.149 million. Just reduced this property. It's a corner unit right on the beach. Tennis courts on site. This is one of the best opportunities in all of Pinellas County for $1 million waterfront property views. It's a 3 bedroom, 3 bath property, 2198 square feet. Just a gorgeous place to live in Pinellas County. Okay, bringing it back to Hillsborough County, South Tampa here. We got 103 South Havana Avenue, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath. This is a property that's just been reduced down to $525,000. Charming Tampa historic home that is operating currently as an Airbnb. Great opportunity to rent and create cash flow as an investor here at 103 South Havana Avenue in Tampa, and a couple of hot listings here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, give a shout out to WholeBodyFuel.com. Conveniently delivered healthy meals that are going to be delivered to your home or office. And it's chef prepared. Chef Brian Adamo and his team do a great job. Kevin and all the team over there. WholeBodyFuel.com. The world famous protein donuts are to die for. Excellent food, organic, natural proteins, healthy food delivered to your home or office. And guess what? They only cost about $8 to $10 a meal. I mean, come on. For a fresh meal that's going to be delivered every week, no dishes, no grocery shopping, no preparing food. This is an awesome opportunity, and especially if you're a busy professional like me. I love to take these in my vehicle if I've got listing appointments in the afternoon. I'm running around out there making deals happen. WholeBodyFuel.com. They hook me up with these awesome meals. I carry them with me, and I have my meal right there in the car. I'm not pulling into these fast food restaurants, these stores, grabbing beef jerky or whatever you might be grabbing as a snack. WholeBodyFuel.com. Let them know that the real estate quarterback sent you. We got Leo Kane here in the house, Barrel Engineering. And so you're helping a lot of folks out. You're expanding, you're growing, your entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well here in Tampa Bay.
Well, it has to. I mean, as the market starts to slow down, you gotta expand. Gotta expand to survive.
That's right. Yeah, you're either what's the quote? You're either growing or you're dying.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you got to be expanding. You got to be, looking at new ways to market. I mean, there's a lot of things as a business owner these days, man. Whew, a lot of decisions, right?
Yeah, actually, last night I just gave a presentation on marketing and branding in Brandon for a real estate investment group that I run, one of their subgroups.
Yeah.
So yeah, I spent 2 hours just going through different techniques on marketing, branding, and common mistakes that people make.
That's a good topic. Personal branding. And Gary Vaynerchuk's one of my favorite. Talk about. You talk about that brand that's going to live and people are going to remember it. And I love the brand that we've developed here with the show, the Quarterback Show. That it's literally something that we embody, and it has a cool metaphor to it of being that quarterback for people, helping them with their transactions. What are some of the common pitfalls that you see with branding?
Well, the most common pitfall, the two most common pitfalls. One is people don't take the time, business owners or companies don't take the time to truly identify who their ideal customer is.
Okay.
They spend a lot of money chasing their non-ideal customers. So we spent the first 15 minutes going around the room to everyone there and just making them develop who their ideal customer was. And my most common feedback to them was they weren't specific enough. They have to be very specific on who their ideal customer, straight down to an ideal customer of mine would be Brandon. He's someone that basically owns a real estate brokerage, has a team of people underneath him, and runs a networking group. That's an ideal client of mine.
Right.
So that was something that we went around the room, developed that. Another common pitfall would be they don't take advantage of their previous customers. in a way of either upselling them during the transaction for services that they need that they don't know they need, or just reaching them out to them after the fact. People are wasting money in advertising on chasing the next lead.
Yes.
Where if you took that money and you invested it into your current customer base,
yes,
you actually make more money with less effort.
That's a big one right there. So many people, fall prey to that. I mean, they're basically, the numbers show, the statistics show there where, you're going to spend whatever it's going to vary for industry, but, you may spend, $125 for a new client. Whereas if you were to nurture that current base that you have, maybe your acquisition cost is $10 or $15. For every new client. So that, you ask for referrals, you follow up, you offer those services. And, when I was at Business Mastery in Fiji with Tony Robbins years ago, they talked about a lot of companies, and this was kind of dated now at this time. Gosh, that was 8 years ago, 2010. But they were talking about how, carpet cleaning company, instead of just doing the one clean, hey, why don't you sign up for our gold package? That's going to include one per quarter cleaning. And did you know, this was Chet Holmes. Chet Holmes was really big on talking about using market data to drive sales rather than, most people come in and boast and brag, oh, we're the best, we do this, we're the best at that. But rather than so they use market data, they said, did you know that homes that are cleaned once per quarter, you have a 99% less chance of it contracting, airborne illness, bacteria, flu, yada, yada. So you come in with market data and then back it up with your service.
Yeah, it's features and benefit selling.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, those types of things, modeling and expert, that's a big one Tony talked about. And it all comes down to the power of focus nowadays. I think that's one of the biggest things because we're so distracted with all these opportunities and the shiny things that are pointing out every day.
Well, yeah, if you don't know who your ideal customer is and you're out there chasing your non-ideal customers and you're out there wasting your efforts, then yeah, it's much easier nowadays to become distracted than it was 10 years ago as a business owner or 20 years ago as a business owner.
That's right. So Leo Kane here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. So we were talking about branding. I like how we kind of landed on marketing and branding. It's kind of cool. So with the branding piece, creating that avatar, right? It's kind of like you go to choose a video game. You're going to pick, do you want the motorcycle rider with this, the different combinations. You've seen that. So you're picking out, you're trying to zero in on who that ideal target client customer is going to be. What's the next step?
Well, then it's developing a message or an outreach for them. It's targeting, and it's different follow-ups. Either you're doing physical mailing, or you're doing Facebook, or you're doing texting, or you're doing phone calls. I mean, if they are your ideal client, you should be doing all of that to engage that ideal client. But you also have to have an image, a brand. You've got yourself without a goatee as your mascot. you've got, but it's been that way for a while, and it's now your brand. So it's becoming established with you. Where people sometimes go wrong is they spend too much time making the ad cute or making the message funny, and they forget that they're trying to sell a product. The Super Bowl is notorious. I mean, this was an example I used last night. There's been many times where the Super Bowl commercial ends and you'd have no idea who put it on. Right. But you have no idea what they were trying to sell, but you laughed or you cried.
Yeah.
And it's just very common. They missed the mark on your branding has to be pushing something forward with who you are and why they want to use you.
What do you think about the ones like I think it was like Danica Patrick back in the day, where they kind of have this little scene going and it's only in 30 seconds, so they got literally like 28 seconds to get your attention, and then they say go to this website to see the ending.
That's I kind of disagreed with that approach because I mean, when I'm watching TV, I'm usually not on my phone. Super Bowl is a little different. You're in a party setting. Yeah. People aren't going to start whipping out their phones to go to websites in the middle of they want to see the next commercial.
Yeah.
So then you're relying on them to remember after the fact. But if I had millions of dollars to spend, I wouldn't do it on one 30-second commercial.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of money wasted in TV. Gary Vee talks a lot about that. It's, the change from, back 10, 15 years ago, it used to be NBC, ABC, CBS. Now it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Those are depending on where you're targeting. So there's a lot of content, and taking that to the next step further. And that's what we do with our partners here is we create video content for them, and we urge them to, really utilize that content. And kudos to you for doing that. That's on your website. That's awesome. One of the things that people are not really understanding is that, well, first of all, this internet thing is for real. People finally realize that now. right? And then you got apps taking it to that level. But when it comes to Facebook and Instagram, that would be my one too, I would think. The cost per engagement for a prospect right now, let's just say round numbers, a lot of variables, what market are you in, where, what are you targeting? Let's just say it's $6 per 1,000 engagements or whatever that dollar number is, 100 engagements, right? 5 to 10 years from now, fast forward, you're going to have money coming from Mercedes-Benz, Ford, Coke, Dr. Pepper, all, you name them, right?
It's already started.
And now they're going to be leaving TV, coming to those spots,
already started.
And our cost is going to go up significantly.
Yeah, I mean, the big box, they've left Google. They're still on Google and Bing and Yahoo, but they've left that partially to
percentage-wise,
to go into the Facebooks, the Angie's List, the Home Advisors, things of that nature to capture, and they're driving prices down on Amazon, which is squeezing out. They're trying to turn everything into a consumable as opposed to a service. So it's just these different ways these big boxes are trying to squeeze out the competition or create a barrier of entry.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That is our goal. And when we come back, our feel-good story of the day. Selfless 9-year-old uses Make-A-Wish to throw party for entire school. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent with a hot listing here in Pinellas County, 12091 145th Street in Largo. 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, just reduced down to $290,000. And you got a lot of opportunities here to visit the beach. It's literally across the bridge from the beach, close to Indian Rocks Beach. You got the marina close by, Krabby Bill's, Nature Park. Beautiful area to live in, close to the beach, and you're not in a flood zone. That's 12091 145th Street in Largo. And I've got 84 acres for sale out in Valrico, Seffner area, Valrico Road. It's 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner. And this is a great opportunity for development. So I'm calling all potential builders, developers, entrepreneurs, people that might want to take a look at this. And you've got great views of Hooker Lake right there, and kind of out in that Valrico area, East County. Some hot listings from PlatinumMVPRealty.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so every day we're going to tell you something positive in our Feel Good segment.
Tell me something good.
So a 9-year-old boy in Waterton, South Dakota uses Make-A-Wish to throw a party for his entire school. So Javier Amos has been battling leukemia, and the best news is now that he's in remission. The Make-A-Wish Foundation recently approached his family to grant him any wish he wanted. Javier could have gone to Disney World or met his favorite athlete. Instead, he asked them to throw a pizza party for all his friends at school. Out of all the Make-A-Wishes we have granted, this has got to be one of the most unique ones. Make-A-Wish South Dakota program. Joe Evenson said, for a kid to his age to be able to do what he's wanting to do today, and he could have literally went anywhere in the world, he chose to meet anybody he wanted or have anything he wanted. So Javier in and out of the hospital for much of last year, receiving chemotherapy treatments, and he recently missed spending time with his friends. So he wanted to have a pizza party with his boys and his friends from school. That's fun, right?
That's awesome.
Good story there. Something positive in our news.
Pizza's always awesome.
Yeah, can't go wrong with pizza, especially kids. Remember back in the day, we're going to have a pizza party, man. That was the big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the big deal.
Gooey cheese everywhere. It's hot and cold all at the same time. I still don't understand how that happens.
Couple 2 liters of sugar water.
Yeah.
You're good to go. And then have some fun there. All right, so Leo Kane in the house, Barrel Engineering. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and we're in our final segment here. So what else we got going? So we're talking about some good stuff there with branding and marketing. Did we leave off anything? Did you finalize that?
No, those are the big pitfalls. I mean, not developing who your ideal client is, sitting down and really thinking about who your ideal client is, and then I guess the follow up to that is taking actions every day to either find, foster, or develop an ideal client. You're not letting yourself get distracted by I'm distracted
text,
now.
Tweets, emails,
and in fact,
buzzers.
The head of Keller Williams, he wrote a book called The One Thing, and it's a very powerful book, and it can be summed up in a paragraph, but he spends 300 pages writing about it. And it's basically, if there's one thing you can do to make your business, your life, your anything better, and you know that's the one thing, you should be dedicating 80% of your time to that thing.
Yeah, it's like the Pareto principle. It's been said over and over. The power of focus. Tony Robbins, where your focus goes, energy follows, and energy flows. And that's that is really key, because it's so easy to get distracted. And there's a lot of easy things that you can do. Kind of back to the database thing. How many people take the time if you closed a transaction 2 years ago, 3 years ago with a client, to actually call that client every quarter or every 6 months and just say, hey, I just was thinking about you. I wanted to follow up with you. So how's everything going? By the way, who do you know that might be making a move in real estate next? Because if you ask that question the wrong way, if you ask, do you know anyone looking to make a move in real estate? No, I don't. But who do you know that might be making a move next in real estate? That's a completely different answer.
Or you can actually get that question is not as good as saying, who do you know who's making a move in real estate into the Valrico area?
Right.
Because then they start really thinking about it. They may not know Valrico, but they might know Riverview. They might know Lakeland, or they might even know Tampa. It's just, you got to get them thinking. So you have to ask them a very specific question that triggers an emotional trigger to, like, oh, I know this person. But if you're too broad and generic, it's just kind of like, how you doing today? I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, following up, wasting time with the common small talk. I think with our speed of pace of life, the common small talk is just kind of really falling away. I mean, it's really more into, jump right into it. What can I do to help you? Here's where we go. Boom. And then you have, companies like I've been working with Viral Marketing lately. Really cool company. Like, they put together, they literally do an interview with me over the phone or over the Skype or Zoom, whatever they use. And they create a quick video, and then they blast it out to my database for me. So that way, I'm keeping in touch with buyers, sellers, investors, talking about our upcoming buyer-seller seminar coming up. Those are different videos and it's interesting. You see the click-through, you can see who's clicking, you can see who's opening, and it's just one more way to stay in front of your peeps.
It's very important because if you're not top of mind when it comes time to our clientele, if you're not top of mind when they need that transaction,
That's right.
they're going to go to a different real estate brokerage. They're going to go to a different inspection company. It's just
That's right.
got to be top of mind.
You mentioned 17,000 realtors in Tampa Bay,
Greater Tampa Bay area,
and many of those are brand new, right?
Yeah, and the statistics on brand new realtors are scary. The average realtor, the first year, they might not do more than 2 or 3 transactions. 60% of all realtors in their first year of licensure will not renew. I mean, these are just common GTAR statistics. I'm not making any.
And the reason why is that the money's there, so they're starting to roll into that space, right? And then all of a sudden they've got to come from just getting out of school to convincing a client to list their home with them.
Oh, it's not even listing. It's just the buyer side. But you have to figure that when I'm doing a GTAR event of new member orientation and there's 70 new realtors every week, every Friday, 9 to 12.
Yeah.
Every one of those people are in competition with each other.
Absolutely.
So
You're in competition with yourself. You're in competition with other brokerages. You're in competition everywhere you go. That's why you really got to focus on sharpening that saw, finding out who your true avatar is, and creating a, what they call the unique selling proposition. That's the key, is having that unique selling proposition and just delivering on what you say you're going to do. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
That's all of it. And when you hit someone that's a brand new real estate agent, they don't realize that they're their own business, and they just get overwhelmed. They can't make a deal, or they can't get a listing. They can't do anything, so they end up not doing anything, and it's sad.
Yeah. What's the failure rate? I think it was within the first
year. You're going to lose 60% of the realtors, because it's the way they track it is they have yearly courses you have to take. So they see who shows up to new member orientation and who's renewed their license and taken this next course. So they instantly know if you have to take the course, you have to take it through them.
Yeah.
If they don't see these same smiling faces a year after the first seminar, they know they're out.
Right. Yeah. Within X amount of time, they need to complete their continuing education and kind of grow, that way. But yeah, it's interesting, the way the market's shifted and how things happen. And same happened with the mortgage game back in the day. A lot of mortgage brokers, people were moving over from, selling cars or whatever else they were doing into the mortgage space. And all of a sudden they're a mortgage expert.
Yeah.
So it's part of it, it's part of the deal. And we help them through those transactions, because, we were all new at what we were doing at one point, so Barrel Engineering, helping people with their structural engineering. What's latest in? Have you seen sinkhole activity? Any kind of sinkhole activity popping up?
Well, there was a sinkhole that opened up a couple of weeks ago in Newport Richie, I want to say.
Yeah.
I remember
so
that one. They pop up. It's usually between May and August when we get the first heavy rains, or when we get heavy rains, the sinkholes kind of pop up. I'm starting to see more sinkhole activity on the state level through the Neutral Evaluator program. That's when an insurance company and a homeowner both have experts that disagree with each other over a sinkhole. The state of Florida actually says we're going to have a neutral evaluator come in, do all the data, do their own testing, and then make the final decision. That's how much emphasis the state of Florida is putting on sinkholes. They want to make sure that, because the insurance companies are usually always going to say no, and the homeowners are usually always going to say yes. So they need someone that has no skin in the game to make a true determination.
Also, same is true with storms. Here we are. We got, hopefully, we're winding down hurricane season. We got about, maybe 4 to 6 weeks left? Is that right?
They say November 30th, but pretty much if you make it to November 1st, you're generally safe. But this is the time of year the really powerful storms form in the Gulf and come towards Tampa.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're past the time. This time last year was Irma. We were just recovering from this time last year around Irma.
Right.
Because that was middle of September. So, yeah, September 1 to September 30th is going to be your most powerful coming off of Cape Horn, Africa storms rolling across the Atlantic. But this is the time you get those storms in the southern Gulf that form and go straight up.
And the storm damage is definitely somewhere where you guys can come in and help them assess the damages, find out what's true and accurate, what's going on with the insurance companies. Don't go at it yourself. The insurance companies, a lot of times, they're going to have their own adjusters, their own folks, attorneys on that side, protecting themselves and in basically a fiduciary capacity. So you got to have someone fight on your side. Leo Kane, Barrel Engineering, one of the best in the business, longtime friend of the program here, and consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there as well. well. And I want to thank you for another great show here today, Leo. Great job today. And all of our listeners, our viewers of our TV show out there, we really appreciate you. We would love to engage with you. Make sure you engage with us online. We connect with us Instagram and Twitter at Brandon Rhymes 1, Consumer Quarterback Show on Facebook as well. I've got public profile there as well on Facebook, and engage with us. Also, we got our buyer seller seminar coming up on November 8th, Thursday, November 8th, 11300 4th Street North over at Cox Media Group, the Performance Theater there, 1025 The Bone Studio. Come and check us out. And make sure you register for that. Catering as well provided. Consumer Quarterback Show. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need, and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.